Hi, my name is Erik Halfacre, and today we're making a video about how to build a fire. One of the first things that you're going to need to do to build a fire is you're going to need to gather your materials. So with that, let's take a look at some of the tools that you'll need. I have a machete here. That's the Gerber Gator machete. It actually has, zoom in there, it has some saw teeth on the back of the blade there. I have a knife, which that's way bigger than you probably need for most things, but that's the one I brought today. And down there at the bottom I have a flint and steel. In this part of the state we have a lot of these birch trees, and birch makes a really good starter. See, the goal of the fire is we're going to start with the smallest material that we can find that's going to be the most easily flammable, and then kind of the goal of building a fire is to get larger and larger things to ignite off of the thing before it. So what we're starting with is this birch bark here. We're just going to pull some of this papery material off here. So we get a handful like that. Probably going to get a little more. The next thing we're going to want to get is we have plenty of dead spruce trees here in this part of the state because of the spruce beetles that went through and wiped everything out back a few years ago. So we have all these twigs that come off of the dead branches. They're real dry and they're also really flammable, and we're going to be able to use these to start the fire after the birch bark. Then we want to get some sticks like this that are nice and dry and dead, ranging anywhere in size from pencil thickness to about the thickness of my thumb. I just want to get a whole bunch of these little sticks like that. So the last thing that we need is fuel. Once we get the fire going nice and good, we're going to put even larger stuff onto it, and that's going to burn for longer, and that's what we're going to get right now. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff gathered now, and we have tinder and kindling, and then down at this end we've got some fuel. It's pretty small fuel, but we don't need this fire to burn for very long. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the birch bark that I've got, and I'm actually going to rough it up a little bit. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just really going to tear some of that almost into like powdery little sawdust to fall right in the center there, so that I've got a place for my spark to land. And the next thing we're going to do is we'll get some of these spruce twigs, and we're going to try to position them right above where the spark is going to land. And then we're going to start putting some of these smaller sticks like this kind of up and around the mound there in a little bit of a teepee-like fashion. Okay, so now I've actually got a little more birch bark here. I'm going to use this once I get it on fire, kind of shove it under to catch the rest on fire. What I've got here is a little flint and steel. It has magnesium on the back. I could use that, but I'm not going to use that just because I don't think I'm going to need it with this birch bark. Anyway. Okay, so now we have a flame. I'm just going to work that back in so that it's catching the other birch on fire. I'm going to pull some of this out so I'm getting more of it. Or our bundle of spruce twigs there. I can also show that big chunk that we're using as a raft. So we're going to go ahead and let that work its way through. I'm going to go ahead and try and move some of the wood more to be on top of the flame because we got a little bit of a breeze coming from one side. I'm going to go ahead and lay a few more sticks on there. Everything's catching from underneath, which is what we want it to do. I'm actually going to take some more of the bigger sticks. They're a little bit wet. I'm going to start putting them on from the other side here so that as the flames are coming up, they'll dry them out. So we crammed a little bit more birch bark in between some of the branches to get it to flare up, but it's doing really nicely now. So we've got our fire, and that's how you build one.